We are here in Anaheim, California at the Anaheim Convention Center for NAMM. Let's check it out. We've made it in. So for those of you who are unaware of what we do, my name is Alex. I run an online shop called A Flash Flood of Gear. We sell all used and vintage guitars and other gear. No brick and mortar, just online. And we also don't sell new stuff. So I definitely have different goals in mind when coming to something like NAMM. A lot of people here run proper like brick and mortar retail shops that do new stuff, and this is obviously a great opportunity for them to interface with their vendors, and we love that. Now I will say we are primarily here to meet up with a bunch of friends, and that alone is well worth the trip out here and well worth coming out to NAMM. Anything that we get to check out in there is more or less a bonus outside of what we are already set out to do. But I'm gonna see from my lens as somebody who doesn't have a shop and somebody who doesn't do new, is it worth coming out to NAMM for your business? Even though we don't retail new products, we actually use a lot of new products between guitar tech tools, cleaning supplies, even buying cases, getting parts made, buying off-the-shelf parts. There's all kinds of new components and new things that go into what we do. So maybe we'll find some more stuff in line with that. I know I'm currently looking for a case manufacturer, as a lot of the guitars that we get in, like Les Paul style especially, sometimes don't have cases, and I'd love to retail those with cases when possible. That's one of the things on my list, but we're gonna see what we can find. Never been to NAMM, but you've been to a trade show. It's a trade show. We just made it into the actual trade show floor. First booth we stopped by is Korg, which Korg has a lot of sub-brands. If you knew that or didn't know that, they've got Vox, they've got Aguilar, they've got Spectre. We ran into Pete, and he represents the bass division of Korg.
Yeah.
What's going on, man? How are you? How has NAMM been so far?
Good. So we're about an hour in, and it's happening. We're in it.
This is probably the quietest it'll be all weekend, I'm assuming.
Probably. I don't know. It's already pretty loud.
Let's check some stuff out, man. Show me what you like.
So this is our new combo amp, and people have been asking for a combo for a long time from Aguilar. And what we did was we took our tone hammer, which is that amp, the second generation tone hammer. You have the tone hammer preamp, which you've known from our pedals and from our amps. But we added this back end, which has cab IRs, dual XLR outs, and all that is in this combo. So it's 300 watts into a 4-ohm box. Everything is intact in the rig. And you have the tone hammer, so you have simple 3-band EQ with the semi-parametric mids, and then you have a drive control. But what's cool is it's a great sounding combo. It's nice and light, it's a little over 40 pounds. But you can run those IRs out to your board, add an 8x10 IR, add a 4x10 IR, or you can put them in your in-ears. So we really made it for the weekend warrior, for the gigging bass player. And then what we also just came out with are 2 DLX pedals. We took our optimizer and our TLC compressor. We made these DSP versions where now you have the octave down as well as an octave up. And you can also take the bass in and out. And there's also a B mode on the octave, so there's 2 different octave filters. Then the compressor, we use like the studio technique of you compress and then you EQ after. You have a compressor, and then you can add bass and treble, and they're really broad, so like your whole instrument gets that low and your whole instrument gets that top end. But yeah, this is the entry to this format, and you'll be seeing more of that, as well as more combos.
That's sick, man. Thank you.
Okay, we're here at NAMM with my dear friend Alex. Now it says on your, hold on, I thought it said you were a buyer, but we'll be hanging out when we know he's a seller. Outside of the
We are here with Baxter from Casino Guitars, one of the coolest shops in the country, in the world.
In the county.
In the county too. You've got a train right outside, so I love that.
You do have a train. We just ran into each other, like just walking. That was awesome.
Exactly.
I kept mentioning you. I was like, we got to run the Flash Flood of Gears guys. All of them are going to be at maybe, and I can't believe you guys are actually here. That's cool.
I was saying the same thing to Thomas today. We have a list of a few people we didn't hang out with, and you guys were literally top of the list. So it's I'm glad we just happened to run into each other. We didn't even have to like make plans, which is the best part.
That way it gets kind of like crazy because your appointments are all during the day. Like we're like booked every hour tomorrow, which sucks. Don't do that ever. I try not to.
Haven't done that yet. So
it's not fun.
I accepted that this year we're not going to get to do everything. We're just going to take it in, and then next year maybe we'll plan more diligently what we want to do. So
yeah, you almost have to like come out a day early. That's what we did. Like sort of settled in. But now we don't know if we're going to get back home because of the snow.
Oh no.
Because we're going back on Saturday.
Too cold for me.
Yeah, we'll see.
I was happy. It's not too bad of weather here, so I can't complain.
No, this is awesome. But you guys are in Florida.
Yeah, so we're
always like, you guys spoiled.
We're absolutely spoiled.
Yeah, we're gonna snow when we get home. I think
Yeah.
we might not get home, but we're here to buy a lot of guitars, shoot a lot of content, hang out with friends, drink a lot, and eat In-N-Out.
What's not to love? Oh yeah, dude, I'm pro In-N-Out. A lot of people don't like In-N-Out, but we back In-N-Out here.
I've never met anybody that doesn't like In-N-Out. That's weird.
I've heard opinions and rumors and opinions, and I don't like them, but I back In-N-Out. How many guitars are we gonna buy while we're here? Tell me.
It's a lot. It's an upsetting amount, and I don't like to think about it because my bank account keeps doing this.
Yeah.
You know, and so we'll figure it out.
Oh,
It's bad. We were at that event last night for Fender Custom Shop. We were trying to buy so many things, but we didn't get what we wanted. But it happens.
I saw, for context, at the custom shop dealer event, you had to put your like business card under the strings of a guitar, and then you'd get put in a little raffle of who's going to buy it. So I was saying this morning, I think that's smart. I think that gets more people to say, you know what, I'll throw my name in. So there's probably guitars that will get, basically every guitar is probably going to get sold.
Every guitar is sold.
Whereas if they just were like, oh, what do you want? What do you take? Maybe people would be more timid, but because FOMO is in the air,
Yes.
you got to put your card in.
FOMO. I never say that, but I like that.
Fear of missing out.
I know what it is. I'm old. I know these things. But no, but it's definitely, it's fun. It's like a casino gambling type of vibe, and you're all pumped up. Like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's buy. Oh my God, I spent $50,000.
And the thing about the casino is that there's no losers, only losing streaks. So
Yes, and I've been to plenty of those. Gosh darn it. I guess I'm gonna go buy guitars now.
dude, do it. You got a lot of actual business to do, so thank you.
I know, it's like today's chill, but tomorrow's it's a thing. It's great seeing you.
Likewise, man.
Hopefully we'll see you later and have a drink or something.
I would love to. I hope we have a great show.
You too, man.
We'll see you soon. We're here at the Music Nomad booth. We're with Gerard. We've spoken over email for many years, but we finally met in person, so this is very cool. We love Music Nomad stuff. We use a ton of it on our tech benches. And something that we've been digging into a lot lately at the shop is fretwork. And they've got some new stuff for fretwork, some stuff we haven't tried yet, so we'd love to hear about it. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, no, it's great you guys are doing fret care. We have our new U file out, so it's a single fret file, so you can do one fret at a time. You can lay it on the fret, it spans 3 frets, so you can almost see it rocking like a fret rocker to knock that 1 fret down, slips under the strings, and then as you move up the fretboard, it changes sizes. As the frets get closer together, you can span 3 frets at a time. You get up past the 12th, 15th fret, you can span 3 frets at a time. So it lets you just sand that 1 fret with each fret on the outside being your guide.
Dude, that's awesome, man. Now we have to place a big Music Nomad order, I think.
Yeah, that's it. You got to do it. You guys are great. It's great you're using our products, and it's great you're fixing people's guitars with them. Want to set you guys up.
Thank you so much.
You got it.
Of the whole booth, I'm putting you on the spot here. What's your favorite tool for when you're doing guitar work?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
The what kind of work it is.
Yeah.
For simple stuff, I just like our peg winders to get on and off. But when you get into fret care,
Yeah.
our crowning file is my favorite one. Do you guys have one of those?
We do.
Yeah. So that's one of my favorite models that we have.
Thank you.
Just because the design of it, I have a lot of manufacturers using this now. I just got Schecter guitars, picked them up, and they have a lot of benches. And for their guys, the ergonomic handle, you get less fatigue working on it, and then the no diamonds in the center channel. I'm not saying it's idiot proof, but you get down and start skating, you know where you're at, and you can polish the fret after.
It's as close to idiot-proof as possible with anything involved with frets.
Yeah, exactly. You still got to pay attention a little bit.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the support over the years, and thanks for hanging out today, man. It means a lot.
No, I love it. And what you got, I love people on the front lines. So, you know, I had a small store for 16 years. So, I mean, I love small, well, I mean, instead of the big chains and stuff, I like the small guy.
Well, thank you, man. It means a lot.
What is it?
It's the new version of the one I use, the 3124V. So it has like an output volume on each channel. Mine, it just has the gain and that's it. This one you have basically a pre and post. Wait, Germany. Right on that big.
Exactly.
Okay.
It was fun, but now I'm just an old guy walking around buying shit.
We are back from NAMM. We are at our Airbnb now. And yesterday was a whole lot of fun. Really enjoyed going to the show and hanging out with a bunch of people. Had a lot of fun both at the show and outside the show. Definitely a pretty crazy and hectic day. So now I want to talk about some of the pros and cons of coming out to the NAMM show if you're someone that is in a position like us, or just really anyone who doesn't have a brick and mortar retail shop that does new stuff. If you're in this industry, but you don't do that. I think the biggest pro of the NAMM show exists both at the trade show itself and just in the area overall, which is that it's a great central meeting place for so many different people in the industry. There is so much going on while the show is in town, and just so many people come to town for that. Not just from all over the country, but from all over the world. We got to see someone we know from Tokai that we saw just a few months ago in Japan. We saw friends from all over the country. We're hanging out with Casino Guitars from North Carolina, some of the people from Reverb from Chicago, all over the place. And it's cool to all congregate here in California. Because of that, you'll get to see people that you might not get to see any other time of year. That's really obviously the best part of trade shows. And in that sense, NAMM is probably the best one of the year because it's the one that the most people are going to attend. Because of that too, it creates a lot of other events going on in town. So we were able to do some other fun stuff while we were here. And not even just stuff we were planning for, stuff that we showed up at the show was like, oh, you should go to this after the show, or whatever it was. I think that in a lot of ways can be even more productive than the show itself. Another great pro is that you can meet people that you haven't met. For me, there's a few things I was looking for the shop that weren't necessarily products we were looking to retail, but things that would make our lives easier, especially when it comes to like guitar restoration, tools, parts, or that sort of thing. And there was quite a few companies that were there that I did not know at all, had no contacts, that I was able to go up to the booth and meet someone from that. Just start the conversation and see if we could potentially work together. I think the third pro, which is a really big one that I'll add as well, is you'll just be surprised who you'll meet that you maybe weren't looking to meet. Somebody that might not be involved with a brand you've heard of, or an artist you're into, or just whatever. There's just so many people there that you are bound to run into someone that ends up being cool. And I think that's great. That's of course the point of being at a trade show. There are a lot of people I ended up meeting, both people representing their booths and other attendees that ended up having cool conversations with and making good contacts with. So I think that's great. Now let's talk about some of the cons. I'm gonna start with a really obvious one, but that is due to the crazy size of NAMM, it is very loud, it is very hectic, there is just so much going on at all times that it can be difficult to get certain things done. From our perspective, there was definitely certain like interviews we wanted to film, or just certain commentary we wanted to do while we were there that the environment was just not gonna work for. So that's why we're doing some of this back at our Airbnb. That's to be expected with most trade shows, but I think NAMM is on a whole other level. I was definitely wearing earplugs for a lot of it, which I was prepared for. I've heard that from a lot of people that it's really loud, and that is very true. Even just beyond amps and speakers and all that going on, everyone's talking so loud that it's a lot of noise. Now, NAMM has addressed this, and I think it's really helpful that they did, and they've started having meeting rooms. I've noticed some companies are only doing meeting rooms, like they won't have a booth on the trade show floor, but if you go up to the second level, they have meeting rooms where you can schedule a meeting to meet with your rep from whatever company it is. For us, like we sat down with Reverb, went through our accounts, said, oh, what can we work on here? I think that's really productive. But in order to have those appointments, you usually already have to have a contact there, so that's not exactly outreach, but that's just gonna be kind of working with the people you're already working with. If you're going to NAMM cold, you might not have like anyone to meet up with yet. The next con is kind of an extension of that. Because it's so loud, yes, you can walk onto the trade show floor and you can start a dialogue with somebody you've never met before. Like for me, there's a couple different parts manufacturers that I started talking with that I had not met anyone from the company with. Everyone was super cool. I actually got a lot of great contacts out of that, but I'm very aware that most people I talk to will not remember who I am, and I'm just hoping that when I send the email out of like, hey, we met at NAMM, that we can kind of continue the conversation. You know, everyone's meeting so many people every single day that it's tough to remember the context of what each person was like looking to do with the company. At a trade show like this, when you're talking to so many people, it's really easy to just say, yes, 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 we can do that. Send me an email on Monday, we'll get it done. Everyone always says that with the best of intentions. I know I've definitely done the same thing, but you know, you'll just see how it shakes out when you actually get in contact with those people later. The trade show floor and the meeting rooms are two very different environments. Now, another con relates to the fact that there's so many people, which is that you might know tons of people who are gonna be there, but the thing is they probably also know tons of people who are going to be there. So you might not get to meet up with everybody that you want to. There is simply only so many hours in a day, and everybody only has so much energy. I got really lucky yesterday. I got to see pretty much everyone that I sought out to see and got to hang out for at least a few minutes, but it is slammed in there. If you were expecting a long catch up with someone you haven't seen in years, maybe try to get that going after the show, because it's gonna be really tough while the show is going on. But even considering after the show, the show only goes for so many days, and everyone's gonna wanna have like a dinner with someone after. So it's really easy for that to get booked up really quick. There's just so much going on at once that you probably won't get to do every single thing that you wanna do. You might get some FOMO because you might show up and somebody might say, oh, this thing is going on, but you can't do it because you're already going to something else. So all in, was it worth it for us? Yes, absolutely. To be honest, it could have been way less productive at the show yesterday, and it still would have been worth coming out here to the area. We've been doing a whole lot of other stuff while we're in town. We're gonna have a whole longer vlog on that soon, as well as a bunch of other dedicated videos on the other things that we're working on. But I was really pleased with how it went yesterday. I do think that a lot of the conversations that I had with people at the show that I hadn't met before were really productive and will lead to some cool stuff in the future. Outside of that, just getting to spend time with all the people that we know was great. A lot of the stuff we've been doing outside the show has been really fun as well. So So I'm really glad that we were able to come out. So even if you are somebody who's not necessarily like a brick and mortar retailer, or you don't retail new stuff, I still think that the NAMM Show has a lot to offer. So I definitely think it's worth checking out. I think if you're kind of more in the hobbyist realm, just interested in guitar and all this stuff, that's awesome. But I would probably recommend checking out a different trade show, maybe like the Dallas International Guitar Show or the Nashville Guitar Show, if you're just looking for guitar stuff to just meet people, hang out, play guitars, have actual conversations. Feels like there's a bit more high stakes at NAMM, so just not as much of a relaxed environment. I think there is still a lot of valid reasons to come to NAMM if you are a little more involved in things on the business side. For me, some of the highlights were running into some of the people that we know and that we've seen other times this year, just having their booth and driving and seeing all the people coming in and loving their products. We were hanging out with Tokai for a little bit and seeing people on the show floor that might not be familiar with Tokai walk up and start playing their guitars and get excited. We went by and saw Chris at Audioscape. Audioscape is a company based in Daytona in Florida, not too far from where we're from, that make excellent outboard gear. Me and Thomas actually went and visited with our friend Adam last year, which was a lot of fun. They're making stuff by hand, and for me, that's important. There were a handful of friends that we ran into, not even at a booth, just like walking around. That was great. Shout out to Plugins Keychains. They gave us free coffee, so thank you. We're usually on the other side of that. We always, at the Flash Footed Gear booth at the guitar shows, we'll have a coffee machine, and when allowed, we usually give away a coffee. So it's cool to be on the other side and get free coffee. Love goodies. We got some stuff from Ogami over there, Reverb. We got some stuff from Sound Toys, got some stuff from Empirical Labs. I'll say for me, indulgently, not business-wise, my highlight actually might have been spending the time in the pro audio room, because I love all that stuff. A lot of pro audio stuff I hadn't seen before, and it's just cool to see all that gear in one room and to be around people who are just as passionate about it. After the show, we went to a really cool event, which was the Bass Player Magazine Awards, which was also a secret show for Green Day. So getting to see Green Day in a 1,000 cap club was pretty unreal. I also saw Krungbin, is that how you pronounce it? Krungbin played as well, they were awesome. Also Primus played, and Mike Dirnt played with Primus, so that was very unexpected. If I had to pick one highlight, of course, it would be seeing Green Day at a 1,000 cap club. That is going to be better than almost any business thing that could happen that day. The business highlight, probably hang out with the Reverb team, just talk and shop with them. Spent a lot of time on Reverb, so there's always a lot of things to talk about. Another worthy shout out, we finally met our rep from Music Nomad, who I've known for years, but never met in person. Keep your eyes out for some more cool videos from this trip. Also, if you haven't checked out the site, we would love if you checked out our inventory at flashfootedgear.com. I was literally uploading stuff right before I started filming, so there's always new gear coming up. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share the video, all that fun stuff. We will see you guys in another video soon. Bye. If you enjoyed this, you might enjoy one of our other videos, so you should click and watch that next.
Ooh, we got it there.
There.